Hi everyone. In the last class, we have seen the concept of applets. Applets means it's a simple Java program which is going to run in the context of web browser or World Wide Web. So through this applets, we can able to develop any kind of distributed GUI applications. Then we have seen various life cycle methods of applets. So generally this applets concept is deprecated. That is why in the last class also, while I am showing with the help of browser, it is not supporting. But it is supporting with the help of applet viewer. Applet viewer is one of the tool used to run the applets. But the other way, or we can use browser to run the applets. So there are two ways to run the applets. One way is through applet viewer tool, another way is through browser tool. And then we have seen what are the various steps needed to implement the applets concept. Then we have seen a basic example. In a basic example, that example I will show right now. Okay, this is the example that we have seen. Okay, so while you are trying to implement with the help of applet viewer, the first line should be in the form of comments that contains the applet code, applet tag, applet code equal to the corresponding Java program name, what is the height and what is the width of the applet that you want to display. Okay, if I'm trying to compile, first what you have to do, you have to compile Java space my applet dot Java. If I compile, so successfully compiled. Then how to run these applet programs? You have to use the tool applet viewer applet viewer space my applet. The system cannot find the file that you have specified. Okay, fine. Here you need to pause it as not Java. See, observe. We got the output. We got or not? Applet init method started, called, start method call. If I minimize, stop method call. If I maximize, start method call. If I minimize, stop. Like that, we can. If I close, a stop method call, then start method will see, observe. Stop method and destroy method will be called. In yesterday's class, while I am trying to show, uh, like if I would like to set the color, like I have used a method called set background method of color dot. For example, I would like to write yellow, dot yellow. If I'm trying to compile, I'm getting some kind of error. What is that error? Cannot find a single color. See, guys, here we have to import that class also. Import java dot aw dot color class. Color class available. Instead of writing this specifically, you can make it a star so that all the classes of the AW package will be invoked. Now observe, you won't get an error. Successfully compile. How to run? Applet viewer dot Java. Observe, you got the background color or not? Yes. If you want to set the font color, you can set the font color by using set foreground color. Set foreground color dot red. Color dot red. It has generally by default you will get the black color. If I try to compile, I'm going to run. See, observe. You got the font color as red or not? Yes. Meaning that in the applet window, what are the things that you are trying to display? All those who are going to get in the red color. Sorry, I closed. Okay. Dot space applet dot java. How to compile? How to run? Applet viewer space file name dot java. File name dot java. Automatically, my applet will be displayed in the window. Okay. See, observe. These are the methods are directly called. Now, if I would like to change the font on the applet which is displaying, I can use a class called font class. I can use a class called font class. Font equal to new font of. I can set my own font Arial. I would like to set in the form of bold format. Bold, and I'm going to define the size of that. By using the set font method, I can set this object. So instead of writing like this, I can make instead of writing the font class also specifically, I can make aw dot start. Observe. Yes, we're getting bold. It is in capital. Bold. Is constant. Now try to run. Observe. Got the output or not? I think you changed it. This some difference or not? You observed. It is in the form of bold format and size also increased. Like that, you can use various kind of classes which are there in the AWT class that you can use. So to understand more about various kind of classes of AWT, we'll discuss various things in the coming sessions. Okay, fine. So this is the concept of applet sum. I'm going to close. So this is what we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, fine. I think you observed some differences between the concept of applets and application. Have you observed any differences between these applets and application? Nice. Uh, is there any kind of main method is there in applets? Have we written any main method in applets? No, we didn't write any main method. But whereas coming to the application, for every Java application, there we have to write a main method. Meaning that applet doesn't having any main method. Meaning that there is no start. But whereas coming to Java application, every Java application must and should have to start from main method. Okay. So applets executes from which location? Either these can execute through the applet viewer tool, or these can execute in a web browser. What about these applications? These applications can execute through the command prompt. The command prompt. So the some of the differences between the applets and an application. Just for to make your clear understanding, I make differences between these applets and application. See, while writing applet code, we didn't return any main method anywhere. Observe, there is no main method. But applets are going to start executing from whenever the browser loaded the applet, automatically the init method is going to start execute. This init method is going to executing from start method. Okay. Right. Next topic, uh, let us see the concept of AWT. AWT. Okay. Fine. So this AWT, we can call it as abstract window. So before going to move in depth about this AWT, let us discuss about the GUI. You know already the meaning, graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. So graphical user interface means the name itself having clear meaning. It's a kind of interface. It allows the user to interact with the system. It allows the user to interact with the system. Okay, like for example, in a computer, I am having some kind of prompt box, like mm, something 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is a kind of interface. This is a kind of interface. Through this interface, this is a kind of graphical interface. Through this interface, I can able to interact with my system. My system. This can be a normal computer, or it can be a tablet, or it can be anything, any kind of machine. So to interact with that machine, we require some kind of graphical interface. So what is the need of graphical interface? User can able to communicate very effectively. See guys, generally character user interface are also there. Character user interface is also there. We can call it as CUI. Character user interface, where you observe up to now, whatever the Java program that you have written, so for the Java programs, from where you are going to execute, through command prompt you are going to execute. So in this command prompt, what kind of data you can able to pass? You can able to pass only text data. For example, Java space, JK space, 5 and 6 are the two inputs parameters that I am passing. So to this command prompt, I can able to pass only text data. I can able to pass only character data. So up to now, whatever the program that we have discussed, all will comes under the concept of character user interfaces. Character user interface. Through this graphical user interfaces, I can able to give input any kind of data. I can able to give input like any kind of data. Not only it's about characters, it can be like any images, video, audio, or whatnot. Anything, any kind of data I can able to give. That is the use of GUIM. So simply, with the help of this GUI, visualization is visualization will be more. Visualization will be more for the user, so that he can able to interact with, like whatever observe, like if I click on file, this is a kind of user interface or not, new or new flip block or open recent, like that. This is a kind of user interface. If I click on edit, undo, all this is a kind of graphical user interface. The simple example, whatever screen that you are viewing, it is a kind of graphical user interface, meaning that this, through this GUI, I can able to display some kind of information, like I can able to display like some kind of icons, menus, some kind of to display some kind of information. For all these things, I can able to use the concept of GUI. What is the concept of GUI? So the general thing is so through this GUI, I can able to experience more compared to normal interface. That's it. Compared to normal interface. Okay, now fine. So generally in Java, we can able to develop two kind of applications that you already know. In the last class, I have already clearly defined. One is standalone application, another one is distributed application. So standalone applications, we can't share the result. We can't share the result. This already you know. In distributed applications, we can share the result. We can share the result. So if you want to share the result, I require some kind of internet. So sharing the results, we can do it with the help of a browser. In the last class, I have clearly given an example. With the help of applets, I can able to develop what kind of applications? Distributed applications, or we can simply call it as can simply call it as distributed graphical user interfaces. Means generally GUIs are of two types. One is again standalone GUIs, Another one is distributed GUIs, So these distributed GUIs, so with, so why so if we are able to develop any kind of GUIs, we call it as a distributed GUIs, meaning that these will open in the browser. This will open in the browser, and this will look like some kind of interaction like this, some submit button like this. All will comes under distributed GIS. So through these applets, I can able to implement an interface where I can open that interface in the browser. Coming to standard applications, okay, standard GUIs we can able to implement with the help of AWTs, swings. All these are meant for to implement standalone applications. Standalone applications. Okay, fine. See, guys, whenever you run any kind of GUI, you run any kind of GUI, what will happen? You are going to get some kind of uh, monitor, some kind of window like this, where you can able to give like first name followed by text field, second name followed by text field, and followed by, if you want, you can give submit button or whatnot. If you want, you can input. So this is a kind of so this kind of GUIs you can able to develop. So this GUI, so this one we can call it as an interface. So through this interface, user can enter his first name, like first name is Jaya, and second name is Krishna, and he can able to click on this submit button, so that that data will be uh, communicated to the system. The system can be a server or a local system or local server or what. It can be anything. So this is a kind of GUI. If this kind of window is opened in the system, that is called standalone GUI. If this kind of interface is opened in a browser, we call it as distributed GUI. Distributed GUI. So 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 it is a collection of what? It is a collection of GUI components. It's a collection of GUI components. Everything is a component. First name is a component. It is we call it as a label. Second text field is a component. Second name is a component. This text field is a component. Submit button is a component, like this. So this one we can call it as a user interface. Why we are calling it as a user interface? User is trying to interact with this window. You're trying to interact with this window. So here, if you, for example, if you have written some code like file, some kind of button where it can accept. This can accept some kind of file or video or audio, meaning that through this interface, user can be able to give any kind of data. User can give any kind of data. But character user interface, where we can able to give only character data. For example, so if it is a GUI, this GUI is a collection of various kind of GUI components like this. If you observe here, I think something okay is working. If you observe, this is a kind of sign up page where this is a text field, which is a special field of password. So this is what drop down box. It is also component. This is what these three are radio buttons. These three also we can also call it as components. So this is a form. Collection of various kind of components. Sign up is a button. It is also a kind of component. It is also kind of component. Meaning that I would like to show all the various things. So this is a radio button. These five are various text fields, and these are all various check boxes. Every individual thing is a culture component. Hobbies, we call it as a label. It is also a component. This is a password field is called a component. Register button is also a component. If you observe here, this is a list box, is also a component. Comma box is also a component. Drop down list box is also a component. OK button is a component. Cancel button is a component. And everything here, whatever you observe, list box, comma box, drop down list, everything is a component. So whatever the thing that you are observing over a Windows screen, over a Windows screen, one minute. One minute. Amma. Hmm. I think it is right. Yes. Whatever things that you are observing over a Windows screen, everything you can call it as a component. Everything we can call it as a component. Okay. So in Java, to implement in Java, to implement any GUI application, to implement any GUI application, to implement any GUI application, we can use we can use three types of packages. One is AWT, another one is applets, another one is Sphinx. Three types of packages are there. Three types of packages are there. One is AWT, applet, Sphinx. Applets are meant for what? To develop distributed GUIs. So which is not in our syllabus, but I have given just brief overview. But after completion of AWT, we can able to work with applets also, if you would like to do. And this AWT and Sphinx are meant for to develop standalone, or we can simply call it as desktop GUIs. Simply call it as desktop GUIs. Okay now. See, if you observe, the in-depth about AWT, so AWT, as I said, we can call it as abstract window toolkit, which is meant for, we can simply say that it is a kit, it is a kit which is used to develop window-based applications, which is to develop desktop, or we can call it as window GUIs, which is to develop window-based applications. What do you mean by this abstract? What do you mean this abstract? Meaning that here abstract by how they have provided means this, it is a collection of various kind of window-based, sorry. So it is a kit which is used to implement Windows-based applications by collection of collection of various kind of various kind of abstract methods, various kind of abstract methods, and they have provided in various classes. They have provided in various classes. If you execute these various methods in various operating systems, their look and feel will change. Their look and feel will change them. Meaning that, for example, if you run what are the code that you have written through the concept of AWT packages, if you run in Windows operating system, their look and feel will change. Their look and feel will change. If you run it in the Linux operating system, their look and feel will change. If you run in some kind of Mac operating system, their look and feel will change. Meaning that from operating system to operating system, the look and feel will be changed. So they have provided some kind of common methods. Those are all unimplemented methods. They have provided in the form of various kind of classes. So they made them as abstract because those features are varying from implementation is the responsibility of the developer. They can take their own responsibility to implement to get their own features to get their own features. So simply I can say that if you would like to say technical definition, AWT is simply a framework which will provide good environment good environment to prepare or implement GUI applications. It is a kind of framework which is used to provide which will provide good environment to prepare or implement various kind of GUI applications. Or simply you can call it as it is an API. It is an API used to develop GUI or window-based applications. GUI or window-based applications. GUI or window-based applications. Okay. So if you see this GUI, just now I said, if you see this GUI, it's a kind of GUI. So this GUI is a collection of various kind of components. What I said, right? Everything is a component. Every checkbox is a component, drop down list is a component, button is a component, everything is a component. What is the need of this component? So through this component I can able to interact. What are various kind of components that we may have? Generally, if you may observe, we can have, I will write here. If you observe the various kind of components which are used for to interact with our system, we can have a text box. Am I right or not? Can I have a text area? Yes. Can I have a radio button? Yes. Choice box or drop down list is there or not? Yes. Label is there on. Observe guys. This is a kind of date of birth or some kind of thing. Hobbies is a kind of label. Gender is a kind of label which will give more look and feel. So everything is a label. Button is a kind of component. Checkbox is a kind of component. Choice box is a component. List box is a component. Combo box is a component. If you observe guys, in some systems, in some kind of windows where that frame is not sufficient, see, observe here what are thing that you observe here. It is where scroll bar is a component. Scroll pane is a component. Panel is a component. Menu bar what you are observe. If you click on file, so observe this is a kind of menu. So the top line what you observe, file, edit, image, window, help, all these comes some sort of collection of one location. This is called a menu bar, or we can say some kind of pop-up menu. All these are all various kind of components. Also various kind of components. Okay, I mean simply if you observe them, all them in some kind of pictorial manner, generally the GUI will look like this. You already know, just now I have shown, which contains some minimize button, maximize button, and close button, followed by some kind of title of the window, and it is having a menu bar. So this one we can simply call it as a window, or we can call it as a frame. Window or a frame. So for this, suppose for example, let us assume that this is a kind of window. Autodesk Sketchbook. Autodesk Sketchbook is a kind of title or not? Yes. So this one will call it as a menu bar. This menu bar contains various kind of options: file, edit. Observe what are the whatever the screen that you are viewing, then the left side also you will observe edit, image, etc. This is a kind of menu bar, which is a collection of all the things. If you click on menu, if you click on some kind of file, observe. If you click on file, you observe various kind of options. This is we call it as we call it as a menu. We call it as a menu. And what are the things that you will get pop up here? Like for example, new, open, save, everything we can call it as menu item. Everything we can call it as a menu item. And sometimes, like for example, you will write username followed by text box. So this is what we can call it as a text field. Password. This is a kind of password field. Password. In Java, there is no field of password. There is no field of password. Username, password, something like qualification, where I am going to give some kind of degrees like 10th class, intermediate, B.Tech, and M.Tech. Okay, this is a kind of checkbox. It's also a kind of component. It's also a component. Why? Because checkbox allows you to select multiple items at a time. So at a time, user may be a 10th class pass student and an intermediate completed and B.Tech completed student. If sometimes M.Tech also completed. So I need to select multiple items. So that is the reason we have taken it as a checkbox. Something like gender, where generally you are going to take only select only one item, that will comes under radio buttons. Radio buttons. Something like branch, which branch you have completed. Something like drop down box, CSC, ECE, mechanical, and so on. Address. We can take it as a text area. Text area. And something like for example, this address is a kind of label. How to read the label? Label is something like a text information, a piece of information which can able to understand by the user what and how to enter in this field. So by observing this one, user has to enter address of his address. Okay, then registration button. Registration button. If at all he required, cancel option. All these are all various kind of, not only this one, not only these are all the various kind of components that we may get arise while implementing any kind of GUI application. We may get any kind of similarly, simply everything, whatever the thing that I have drawn, whatever the thing that I have written in everywhere, everything will comes under a window where it contains a collection of components. Contains a collection of components. Okay. Generally, if you observe, these components are of two types. You observe, these components are of two types. One is passive component, another one is active components. Passive components means there is no interaction between the components. There is no interaction with the component. Interaction between the components, it is not correct word. There is no interaction with the component. There is no interaction with the component. For example, let me open facebook.com. Facebook.com. I'm trying to create a new account. Observe here, if I click on sign up, is there an interaction with the sign up word or quick and easy words? No interaction. No interaction. So label, that one we can call it as a label. So passive components mean there is no interaction with the component, but we can, by just simply viewing that, we can able to understand that what do you mean by that. So the passive components example is label. Example. The another type of components are active components. Active components. So the just opposite to the passive components. So active components are there is an interaction with the component. There is a interaction with the components. So the remaining all the things, almost all, like for example, button, I can able to interact. Checkbox, I can able to interact. So right now, if you can observe, you can observe. Once I click here, it is going to provide some kind of information on it. This is a kind of error, meaning that you mustn't have to enter. Mustn't have to enter. After entering, it is not providing an error. But if you remove this, it is if we skip to next line, next to tab, next text field, automatically it is going to provide. So it means that we are trying to interact with the system. We are trying to interact with the system. So we're trying to interact with the system. So these are all the components, we call it as active components. Active components. Okay. In general, in Java, these all the passive components and active components are available in the form of various classes. In the form of various classes, and these all the classes are available in a package called java.awt package. Java.awt package, meaning that with the help of java.aw.star package, I can able to create GUI components. I can able to create GUI component. How we can able to create GUI components? Because in this package they have defined various kind of classes. With the help of those classes, I can able to create required components. And for these components, if you would like to provide any kind of functionality, to the created components, to the created GUI components, I can use a package called java.aw.event package. So what is the purpose of this java.aw.event package? It is used to provide functionality. It is able to provide functionality to these GUI components. I mean, in simple words, if I would like to say, with the help of first package, I can able to create a button. Okay, create a button. Yes, I have created. So, but if I'm trying to click on this button, it won't perform any functionality. But with the help of, after creating a button with the help of first package, if we provide some functionality with the help of second package, then after clicking on OK, it can able to perform some operation. Like for example, Amma, what's that, right? Facebook.com. I'm trying to create new account. Observe, guys. Right now, First name is the text field, surname is the text field, mobile number, new password, all the text fields. Now, these are active components. I'm trying to enter some name like Jaya. Some name like Jaya. Whenever I transfer my control to the surname, is there any error you are getting? No error. I will try to enter as Krishna. I can enter as Krishna. Okay, there is no problem. Now, what I did is, I make remove this one. I make remove this one. I'm trying to move to mobile number field. What happened here? This text field is providing a functionality that without entering anything on the first name, if you move to the either second field or third field or fourth field, this first name field is going to provide ask the user to enter some details, meaning that it is going to provide some kind of error, some kind of error. That is called functionality. That is called functionality. Observe. Generally, I have created a text field. There is no problem. There is no problem. So this functionality I can able to provide with the help of first package. Java.aw first package, meaning that this is a text field I have created. This is all text field one. This is a text field two. Text field two. I have created. Now, suppose for example, after this one, if I want to provide some kind of function to this one, I have to use a package called second package. Meaning that without entering any data, if I would like to move to next one, if you want to show some kind of error here, then I have to use second package. Okay, anyway, if you didn't understand, you can understood this one in the last part of the session. But for the time being, just understood to provide functional to these GUI components, I can go for second package. I can go for second package. Okay, so if you observe, various kind of classes, if you observe various kind of classes which are developed by the Java developers as part of this java.aw.star package, first and foremost, you know already, object. Object is the superclass for all this. Okay, better if I have completed already. Component, under the object I have a component. So under component, button is a kind of class. Guys, just observe here. Object is a class, component is a class. Under this component, button is a class, checkbox is a class, choice is a class. Don't worry, all silence. Container is a class, list is a class, label is a class, scroll bar is a class. Guys, I hope you know the rules of class naming. So if you know the rules of class naming, you don't get confused about which is capital, which is small letter. Scroll bar is a class. Text component is a class. In this text component, again two subclasses are there. One is text area, text field. All the differences I will explain. Don't worry. This container contains again two subclasses: panel, window. Panel, window. Window again contains two subclasses. One is dialog. This internal collection of file dialog. It is frame. This panel contains applet. Applet class. Applet class. And menu component is also there. Menu component. It again contains menu bar, menu item. This menu item is a collection of again a menu, checkbox menu item. Checkbox menu item. So this is the hierarchy of java.aw. Okay, now fine. So if you want, I would like to show something for you. Java dot AWT dot would like to show button. So button is a kind of class or not? See, observe. Button is also one class, meaning that if you want to create a button, it, it is they have implemented it in the form of a class. So with the help of that class features, you can able to define something add notify, get label, set label, add action listener, remove action listener, all these process event, process action event, param string, all this I will explain them. Don't worry. Okay now. So meaning that it is a collection of all the properties. So you can observe. It means that it is a collection of properties, constructors, methods, all those things. So I will explain one by one. Don't worry. So right now, up to now, I am saying that it is a component. Okay. So meaning that in a GUI, in a GUI, everything is a Java. Everything is a component. In GUI, everything is a component. Am I right or not? Yes. This is what you have to understand. So what is the use of this component? With the help of this component only, I can able to interact, and with the help of passive components, I can able to understand what I need to do. So simply, so what do you mean a component? A component is simply an user interface object. An user interface object. That is what I have already explained. So everything, whatever thing that you are going to display on the screen itself, we call it as a component. So in general, if you would like to say a component means every component has certain things somehow. It has some properties, it has some methods, it has some events. In general terms, I am defining. There are some terms. Right, understood? For example, Amma, I am saying that bus is a component. Am I right or not? Bus is a component. Laptop is a component. Some home is a kind of component. For example, if you take bus as a component, this bus having various kind of properties or not? Bus having various kind of properties. What are those properties? Bus color is there. Bus seat capacity is there. Seat capacity is there. How many number of tires are there? How many number of tires are there? And what is the weight of the bus is there? Like that, various kind of properties are there for bus or not? Yes. And what about various kind of methods that are supposed to have a bus? It can able to move, can able to move. We can able to start the bus. We can able to stop the bus. Am I right or not? Like this, various kind of methods are there. What are the various kind of events are there? This is what you have to understand clearly. When bus is moving, when bus is moving, at certain times, the fuel may be completed. The fuel may be completed. At the time, what will happen? Fuel will be completed, then bus will stop. Bus will stop or not? Yes. So this is a kind of event which is involved by the user, or it automatically performs or not. Which is involved by the user, or it will automatically perform. It will automatically perform. Am I right or not? It will automatically perform to what? Stop. Meaning that when the petrol is underflow, when the petrol is underflow, automatically it will stop its movement. Stop its movement. So this is called an event. Event means, in other words, if something happens without involving, if something happens without involving while performing various kind of operations. Observe, if something happens without involving but while performing some kind of operation, that we call it as a event. For example, in some, I will take our watch, mobile watch. Let me take. So generally, it's also having various kind of properties. The size of the watch, the dial of the watch. These are all the various kind of thing are varying from watch to watch. What are the various kind of methods are there? We can able to set the time. Can we reset the time? Yes. Can we get the time? Yes. These are all the various kind of methods are there. What do you mean by events here? So without involving us, with the help of methods, if it raises some kind of operation, that we call it as an event. For example, Amma, with the help of methods, I can able to set alarm. I can able to set alarm. I can able to set alarm. After some particular time, meaning that after after reaching the time, what it will do? It will raise an alarm. It will raise an alarm, meaning that this is something happening or not to the system without involving us, but with the help of methods I am doing. So this is called an event. Unknown event. Instead of saying unknown event, even though we know, but it happens suddenly. It happens suddenly. It happens at a particular time. That is called, we call it as event. For example, let me take a tank, water tank, water tank. So this water tank having various kind of properties, color, capacity, etc. Am I right or not? Yes. Then what are the methods it can do? It can able to perform filling of the tank, and it can able to dispense the water or not. It can able to dispense the water. Dispense the water. Okay, etc. What about the events? Whenever, whenever, whenever we are performing filling operation, if the water is full, it will show some kind of operation like overflow operation, meaning that this event is going to rise without involving us. Similarly, whenever we are dispensing the water, immediately, if at certain time, if it there is no water, it is going to show operation like unflow operation, meaning that this is also kind of something happens. Something happens. That is what we call it as a event. We call it as event. Means simply, what do you mean by property? Property means which is going to describe the component. Which is going to describe the component. According to these examples, you can understand. Which is going to describe the component. And what are these methods? These methods are meant for to communicate with the component. To communicate with the component, I can able to use various kind of methods. What do you mean by event? Event will perform what? It will inform to us. It will inform to us, meaning that, for example, there is a user, there is a component. With the help of methods, I am trying to communicate with the component, and with the help of events, it is going to inform to us. It is going to inform to us, meaning that for every component is having these three things are existing in real time. Similarly, every Java, every Java GUI component in Java, every Java GUI component also having built-in classes or not, also having various kind of built-in classes like this bit button, checkbox, choice, container, list, label, scroll bar, text component, etc. Various kind of built-in classes, and all these classes having all these three things: properties, methods, events, and one more thing is constructors. Just now I have shown, right? Button component I have shown. So this is a kind of constructor. This is what without passing any parameters, no parameter constructor. This is parting a single parameter constructor. So every class having properties, methods, events, and constructors. So whenever I would like to discuss, whenever I'm trying to discuss a component, whenever I'm trying to discuss a component, I am going to discuss all these four. What are the properties, what are the methods, what are the events, and what are the constructors. Okay, fine. So in the next class, I will explain every component one by one more. Okay, I hope you understood it clearly. Thank you.